Here's how you turbo your 5.3 LS for under $2,000. This is also part 2 of the anti-LS swap build that I did, and we're going to use this single turbo kit from eBay. Now it's a T4 turbo that can run up to 25 pounds of boost, but we're not going to need that much. The link is in the description below if you want to buy one. Now we are going to use the same heads cam stock bottom end 5.3 from part 1, and this is where that fuel pump booster comes into play. We can use a stock fuel pump where voltage increases on demand while under boost or wide open throttle to supply the fuel we need. Otherwise, it should drive like a stock truck. From there, we're also going to increase the gap on the piston rings based on our low to moderate boost plan, which should be around 28 to 30 thousandths. Now let's say this 400 horsepower truck is running 8 pounds of boost because we're limited on our 52 pound injectors. Maybe more, maybe less. We're talking about 500 horsepower to the wheels, which is not bad, especially for a 2-ton pickup like an 03 Silverado. Now let's increase the injector size to 650 cc's and run 10 to 12 pounds of boost, and we're now talking about 600, maybe 620 to the wheels. Should be about a 10-second truck too, if I'm not mistaken. Now remember, we have a transmission cooler and a 2800 stall torque converter. Now this stall is not so aggressive, and with the additional boost, it may feel like a smooth, strong delivery, like when you're in an airplane and it takes off on a runway. And my thought process behind this is to address the status quo that 460 transmissions are weak. But if they're weak, then why are all these trucks still running with 200, 300,000 miles on them and towing at that? Why are they used as work trucks, construction, utilities? But let's say this is based on the additional power on stock transmissions, the aggressive and abusive driving habits of people, and mostly people who just don't know how to maintain their trucks. Either they don't know, don't care, or can't afford to. But to me, that all seems like a half-measured approach, which we don't do here. But to each their own. Real quick, shout out to Jesse Perez 6181 for asking me to make videos on these trucks. He asked for the 5.3 Tahoes, but also the earlier OBS style trucks, so that's going to be next. So Jesse, thank you for asking me to do this. I wanted to do more truck stuff. I didn't know where to start, but thank you for that. So I appreciate you, brother. On that note, I grew up with trucks. Actually, my dad still has that same truck that he's had since I was a kid. That truck's been in the family longer than I have, honestly. And yeah, it's crazy. And there are some times where, especially when I started this YouTube channel, the car scene that I have been around has been so frustrating at the time, where people think they have fast cars or whatever. And I would always make the comment, like, I'm just going to build a truck just to prove my point and just gap everybody and call it a day. I would say that, but as I would go into this and as I'm going into it now, I just might consider it. I'm not going to lie to you. But I digress. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. If you don't know, now you know, but do what you want to do.